pistol. Pew, 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 pew. Finger. Guns. Calm down. It's all good.
You're pointing that at me, right?
Pew, pew.
Oh,
Um,
dang.
Hi. Hi, everybody. My name is Sarah Mo. What? Huh? Who am I? My mouth doesn't really work. I had surprise mouth
Yeah.
surgery. Blah, blah, blah. It's,
Surprisingly recently, too.
yeah, it was, it's mostly back. It's mostly my name is Sarah Moore. That is my name. Has been for 20 years. Hey. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm going to be your host tonight and your facilitator, your favorite person. I'm going to remind you to please have some water because you are probably dehydrated. Think there's something wrong with your water, sir.
Yeah. I got it from somewhere different.
Mm, okie dokie. Um, why don't you introduce yourself and what your pronouns are and how you found yourself here in this moment in time?
Wow. That's a
Yeah,
big question.
it is a big question.
Well, I'll start with my name is Jeff. Hello.
Hello.
I am he, him, and I'm the reason your name has been Moore for 20 years, I guess.
That's true. Yep.
Well, I mean, I'm the inspiration for it. You're the reason. You chose it. I didn't really like I don't feel like that was my place. That was
Yeah.
you chose it.
I do also
Um,
have to say that my disco ball is still swinging a little bit from when you hit it before we started this.
yeah. It
Still
looks
just
good.
going. Just a little
It
bit.
might go the whole time. That would be cool.
We'll see.
If only it were spinning
Yeah.
next time.
Next time you can just
Anyway,
zing.
give it a little twist. It'll just
Just
keep
keep
going back
going
and forth.
forever.
Um, yeah. I am here because you thought this game would be a good fit for us,
Yeah.
and I'm into it.
Yeah. Speaking of the game, it is called Knots in the Sky. It is for two players, hence why there are only two of us here today. And it is by Kurt Ruffling. And before I get into it, I'm going to do a quick safety discussion. I think that is very important as a responsible game master, player at the table, human being, person who interacts with other things in the world. Um, all right, here on Sarah's table, you will never find sexual violence, violence against children, or withholding food as punishment or starvation. We also say it's okay to attack an animal who is attacking you, but we do not kick the neighbor's dog. Is there anything else that you would like to avoid? I feel like I know your lines pretty well.
Yeah, I think that covers it for me.
Cool. If we wander into territory that you are surprised that it does not sit well with you, first you can throw up an X, very easy to see, or you can message me, or you can say out loud, "Hey, no thanks." And we will go another
Great.
direction. No questions asked. There's also a couple of safety tools that are baked into this game, so I will tell you about those in a moment. But Knots in the Sky, here's the little intro. It's only a couple sentences long, so I think I'll just read the whole thing. Near the end of a long journey, a traveler climbs the sky to find a labyrinth. Knots in the Sky is a storytelling game for two people. One person will play the traveler. It's going to be you today. And the other will be the labyrinth. To begin, choose a role and read its introduction out loud. So we will in just a moment. Play takes turns. When it's your turn, you choose one of your moves and describe it. The story ends once the traveler has found the treasure they seek. Pretty straightforward.
Okay.
A move is a description of a moment in time. The best moves are short, brave, and honest. In the story itself, a move will only take a few breaths. So this isn't a big, long, crazy involved situation. All right, so a couple of safety tools that you should keep in mind as we are playing. If you are not sure about a new story idea, you are encouraged to ask your partner how they feel about it first. And if you are not happy with something that happened on your partner's turn, tell your partner, rewind, and imagine something different together instead. Basically, what
Okay.
we've already talked about, but
Yeah.
those were specifically written out, and I would like to honor that. So I'll say that out loud. Um, so let's develop the labyrinth together. I am a
Okay.
la Are you ready?
Yeah.
I am a labyrinth, floating and broken. I am a maze of crumbling staircases and disjointed pathways. There is still some life within my walls. Knotted trees and proud grasses poke through the rose-colored earth of quartz and clay. I hide a treasure, precious to those who would seek it. This is a couple of questions. People once lived here in the labyrinth. Who do you think they were? Worshippers of the old sky? Keepers of an orchard, its fruits long forgotten? Or a mining colony freed from the earth by the crystals they uncovered?
Ooh, those are all very interesting.
They are.
Um, I find myself most immediately drawn to the orchard one.
Yeah,
I think there's something very interesting about the like symbiosis of growing things from the land and then seeing that as part of like your sacred duty. I think
yeah.
it's a cycle of life thing that's very interesting.
So I would like to expand on that just a tiny bit. Its fruits long forgotten. I'm interested in thinking that maybe this labyrinth was a fruit, like they kept an orchard that was a fruit that is no longer here on Earth. So not necessarily like it was an apple orchard, but no one remembers that it was an apple orchard because everything is gone. Like I like the idea of it being like
The fruit itself is just no
it's just
longer
gone. It's
here.
not here anymore. Um, so
Was that the only place where you could get it?
I think that, yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of it being maybe like a stone fruit versus a citrus fruit or a, like small seed fruit,
Hmm.
I don't think it's berries. Like obviously orchard implies like a tree.
Trees. Yeah.
Um, so sort of a cousin to like a peach or a plum or something like that, but it's a fully different.
Yeah.
And since it is something that isn't very often,
Hmm.
like maybe the flesh of it was blue, like
You
a,
froze for me.
oh, and
Am
you froze a little bit.
well, we're you're back now, and I seem to be back now.
Yeah. I'm
All right.
back. Are you back?
Hmm.
Great. What I was gonna say is I think it would be interesting if the flesh of the fruit was like a deep blue or purple
Oh, sure.
because
Yeah.
that just like doesn't show up very often.
We don't have those.
Yeah. So like almost like the shade of like the outside of a blueberry.
There is a, this is funny. There is a sort of a rare fruit in Stardew Valley.
Oh
It's
yeah?
called like an ancient fruit or something like that. If I'm remembering, it's been a long time since I played, but it basically, as I recall, it ends up looking like a giant blueberry,
Oh, cool.
and it's like you can only get one at a time, and you have to cultivate it back into existence, basically.
Yeah, I like the idea of it being sort of like peach shaped,
Yeah,
and in that
yeah, I think that's cool.
consistency, but like having it be this color that it's just something you
Hmm.
don't get anymore. Um,
Yeah, I like
uh,
that.
so my goal as the labyrinth is to matter to the traveler. They have been many places, they have traveled long roads. They must walk your paths and see your past before you release your gift. So here is the question for you. What kind of treasure are you seeking here in the labyrinth?
Is this a physical thing? Could it be something like enlightenment
Sure, it could
it could
be
be
a
anything.
piece of knowledge, absolutely.
Hmm.
Or it could be a thing. Like I mean, it also could be like a spring that you drink from and gain something from, whether that is health
Yeah.
or luck or knowledge or something, you know. Or it could be a maybe I have one last piece of that fruit. Or
So I have a thought that maybe is all of those things together.
okay.
Um, what if the treasure is the means to matter? What if it's
Mm,
something that you need to, I'm going to say change the world, but I think it's a little broader than that. I think it, it enables your legacy, right? It gives you a chance to make a positive impact.
mm. Okay, so it's like some sort of it's got a piece of magic with it. Like it like
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe it's a piece of the fruit and here go start this anew, or maybe there's some magic to it that
Yeah.
enables you to do any number of things, I guess, that just something that matters to someone.
Yeah.
Like
Great.
I think that's an interesting
Like
journey of
the
self-discovery.
fruit of change kind of a thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. Um, all right. And then I have the like, this is how you start play. I get to go first just by describing my architecture. Um,
Great.
and then I have a list of moves that I can do. And then I've got a special move. Ba, 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 ba.
What?
And then yeah, here we go. The Traveler. Uh, would you like to read your little traveler bit aloud at the beginning there?
I would love to. I am a traveler, tired and determined. I am dressed in plain, loose clothes with long hair blown by the wind. I seek a treasure precious to only me.
All right, so you get a little companion to join you on your quest. They are
I
silent
love
but
little companions.
comforting. You have a couple of options to know who is with you. Is it a graceful cat, coat as black as the sea, a faithful butterfly shimmering in the sunlight, or a lonely robot full of delicate gears and pistons? I feel like I know which one you're going to pick.
I was just going to ask you which one you thought I
I
was going to
think you're
pick because
gonna
I think it's
go
pretty
with the
obvious.
lonely robot.
Yes.
What is the lonely robot's name? Does he have a name?
Well, he's a silent companion, so
Sure.
I call him different things each time, like to try and like maybe this is it.
Oh,
Maybe
you're still
this is it.
searching for his name.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting. And what does he look like?
He's smallish, roundy.
Hmm.
Like, do you remember TikTok from
That's
Return to
exactly
Oz?
what I was picturing. His TikTok
Maybe
when you were
not
like
that
kind of
big.
roundy. Yeah.
He's big, right? But I think this guy's a little smaller. Like, not BD1 small, but like,
Is he like BB-8, but a
yeah,
little,
maybe
but
a little taller, a little
like
uh,
has little legs, right?
bipedal. Yeah,
Yeah. Great.
yeah. I think TikTok, but BB8 size,
I
a
love
little
that.
bigger than that. That's the perfect robot, honestly.
All right.
If we're is that part of the game?
Okay,
It
it is now, I think.
is now.
We just
We made the
chose
perfect
perfect
robot.
robot. Your goal is to find the treasure you seek, but you are not single-minded in your efforts. You are
Great.
curious to see this place and reflective of your journey here. You are also feeling protective of your companion, making your actions gentler and more candid.
Great.
So we have already decided that the treasure that we seek is the ability to change the world, because let's not make it
That's not what I said. I said the ability to
to
matter.
to matter. Yeah, it's gonna be a piece of this long dead fruit.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I guess changing the world can,
Could also
even if
be.
it's just for one person.
That's right. You're my
Yeah.
whole world, bro. It's fine. Um,
I'm the whole world, bro.
whole world, bro. Okay, so now you have a list of moves that you can do
Hmm.
there. And then when you feel you are nearing the object of your quest, you have your special move.
Okay. So these moves that we have listed, I see one, two, three, four, five of them.
Yes.
Is this a situation where you're doing like each of these once?
I
Like
think
once you use
so.
it, you kind of cross it off?
Yeah, I feel like that is correct. At the beginning of this, it's only 5 pages, and one page is the cover with a lovely illustration, and then the last page is the credits page. So there's really only 3 pages to this RPG. One of them was like, this is how it works, basically. And then there's a page for the labyrinth and a page for the traveler. And so I don't think that this is intended to be like a days long epic. Like I think this
Hmm.
is it says at the beginning 40 to 60 minutes to play it. It's an
Right.
interesting little palate cleanser for your group. Um
So it's sort
uh
of do moves until you feel like it's time and then
yeah,
wrap it
we
up.
can definitely aim to try to do all of them.
Do you have moves also?
I do. And I have the same, I have 5 moves. One, two, three, four, five.
Okay.
I have 5 moves, yeah.
Okay.
And they are different than your moves.
Sure.
Um,
So it sounds like the contract is basically
try to do
I
all
do
of
a
them.
move, you do a move, I do a move, you do a move
Yeah,
until we've told the story.
correct.
Okay, cool.
And so I start play by doing the first move, and it has decided which of my moves it mentions that I do first. So my first move is to describe a sweeping view of your grand but crumbling architecture. And I'm going to say that on the horizon, there is a staircase leading up out of the dust from the ground, and it is definitely crumbling away on the sides. There's probably also a couple of steps missing, and this is like a floating place. So you're going to have to hop up to get up to it in places. Um, and it feels very tall, not necessarily super tall up above the ground, but like the structure itself is very like long and spiky and reaches up high.
Yeah,
Um, and there are lots of spirals that lead up to spires. Uh, and it looks like it used to be larger in a wide kind of way, with pieces missing. Things have fallen off.
things fallen away. So it's sort of like more
It's,
concentrated to the
yeah,
middle.
probably just the sort of central portion of it. Um, and there are still hints of color, what feel like they would have been very bright colors in like mosaics and
Hmm.
patterns on the wall, but so many things have been stripped away, whether by age and the elements, but also probably there are like little gouge marks in as you're heading up. So it looks like it was probably tiled and jeweled in a way to make it very beautiful, and people have been kind of chipping away at it for
Yeah,
hundreds of years. So there's not much color left, but every so often you'll see little flecks of what looks pretty brilliant at the time.
yeah.
What would you like to do?
Well, these are the stairs from the ground, right? The
Correct.
stairs. Uh, I feel like we're out here to explore new things and to find new adventures. So we're gonna go up immediately. We're right. This is the place.
Absolutely.
This is something new. I've never seen a staircase go up into nothing before. So today is the day. Um, do I need to do
You did.
like is this my turn?
Yeah.
This is my turn to like
Yeah.
invoke a move.
Choose one of your moves at this point. Yeah.
Okay. Um I think I would like to I think the most obvious one here is to navigate a challenging landscape, cross a gap, scale a wall, find your place.
Yep.
I think that is all the things that I'm doing here. So I'm gonna wave the robot over.
He sort of.
Come along. Yeah, let's
I know he's
we're gonna
silent, but I feel like there's
sure. There's
little
noises that
little
happen.
whirs and yeah. I'm judging the silent as like just not talking, but I think that
Yeah,
there's the little like droidy noises as
like
he's.
squeaks and clicks and
Yep.
whirs and yeah. Um, do you see that? We're gonna we're gonna go up there. Come on.
Will
And
sort of
the
walks up to the stairs with you and clunks into the stair.
yeah, I'm gonna pick him up. Like, oh yeah, I forgot your legs don't bend that way. Let me. I'm gonna like hoist him up. I think this is something we do occasionally, right?
Just like
Just
shoulder
like
pat him.
up on the shoulder. Yeah,
Yep.
like I think he's got like a little zoop thing that
Like he
like comes
can.
out to like lock him in,
Uh-huh.
right?
It's very BD1.
Yeah, he just hops on my back and let's go. The traversal portion of the game is happening now.
Yes.
So we're gonna make our way up. Every time we come up on a gap, I'm gonna take him and set him up first,
Mm-hmm.
and then like up a couple so that there's room for me to go.
For you to like
That way
scramble.
I can kind of hoist myself up then without running into him. And then back on the shoulder we go. And on our way up, we're gonna take the opportunity to watch the landscape falling away to
Mm.
either side of us.
Yeah, it is surprisingly far away and kind of suddenly.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like you
I
went
lost
that
you for a
far.
second again.
Oh, I was gonna it was surprisingly it looks surprisingly far away.
Yeah.
Very quickly.
Scary.
Yeah.
There are no like railings or anything, right? This is just a crumbling stone staircase up into the heavens.
Correct.
All right, this is probably a metaphor. Let's go, Ron Gold.
Um, you sort of get to the top of this staircase, it- just like all the rest of this in a rush, in a sudden like transition. Like, "Oh, here I am.
Suddenly we're not on the stairs
we
anymore.
are not on the stairs anymore.
Got it.
And you are in sort of a covered portion. And when you look up, you can see in the very like steeply inside of that spire that there are a cluster of really brilliantly dark blue purple stones. Like that's all that's left because no one could reach it.
Mm. It's
And
inside this, but like at the top.
yeah. And there's an archway in front of you, and just outside of it is like a big courtyard, and it is like hard packed earth. Um, and as you are watching, there's sort of a haze, like a heat distortion in there in front of you, in front of that archway. And you can see sort of appearing out of that haze a just a ton of trees, big, well-kept trees, and people walking between them, picking fruit off of them and putting them in baskets, and little kids running around, very excited and climbing up them, just like a bustling, joyous moment.
I love it. I choose to love it.
Great. Great. I don't think that's one of your official moves,
It is
but
not. It is not.
I love that you have chosen to love it. What would you like to do?
Um, I am going to tell my companion a story from my way here.
Oh,
As soon as we see the people picking the fruit, um, I'm gonna set it. I'm gonna set him back on the ground now because he prefers to walk. Um, you know what they remind me of? These people remind me of my grandmother.
hmm.
I haven't seen her in a really long time, but she had this she had this pear tree in the backyard. And anytime I would visit, didn't matter what else she was doing, how busy she was, she would always take me back and lift me up so I could pick a pear from that tree. 'Cause they were the best pears. I don't know what kind they were. I don't know about pears, but I know those ones were really good. And I remember those. I remember her pies. She only made them on special occasions. But as I got older, she would send me one in the mail every year. Then they stopped coming. But I'll never forget the taste of that fresh pear. It's, that's what this reminds me of. I hope all these people can appreciate what they've got in front of them.
Kind of like bumps into you a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe if they'll let us, we'll try and pick some too.
He starts walking towards the archway, and as he steps through, that archway shimmers again, and it's empty in the courtyard.
No. Did we break it?
Um,
Oh man.
uh,
Just
and
got here and we broke it.
and as you step out, you see off to the side, and maybe your little companion is a little interested in it, but there's like this little pile of rocks that he's running into.
Oh. What you doing, buddy? What are you up to? Did you find something? I want to kind of like,
Move him aside a little bit.
yeah, I want to see if he's trying to get to something or if he's just glitching out or what.
There's yeah, he explodes, and then the end.
Oh man, my friend.
Oh no, I didn't even know your name.
I blew up my friend and I
No,
broke the orchard.
he has found, it's like, it looks like almost like a little pair of shears, but also maybe more like pliers. Um, and if you, it looks very much like what some of the people who were picking the fruits off of the trees were using to kind of gently
Put 'em to-
loosen. Um, and it looks like it looks crazy old. It is rusted. It's been out in the
Oh,
elements. Um, and the
wow.
handle looks like it's wood. Um, and it looks like there was like at one point a pretty intricate carving on it that has been worn smooth where someone would have been holding and squeezing. Um,
Hmm.
and on the end, there's little initials carved in to like the very edge of where you would be holding it, like at the base.
Hmm. Are they like hand carved or like
Mm-hmm.
they're not like machine stamped kind of
Mm-mm.
tools? Okay.
Um, do you want to take that with you, or are you going to leave it
Yeah,
here?
I it was just in a pile of rocks, right? Like
Yeah.
it didn't look intentionally placed. Yeah. This is an adventure. This is part of it. Is finding cool stuff,
Great.
especially things I haven't seen before.
Yeah.
Do they like open and close still? Or are they like rusted shut? Are
Yeah, I
they?
mean, it's pretty creaky. You
Hmm.
can squeeze it to close it. There's like a little finger, like a loop on each
Hmm.
side that your thumb and your middle finger would go in so that it can help you open and shut it. Um,
Yeah.
it worn really, really smooth. It's surprisingly comfortable in your hand for something so
Ooh.
old. And the carvings are worn away, but they look like a like the a sky scene, like clouds on the top, and then
Yeah.
maybe stars, constellations, but they're not ones that you necessarily recognize on the bottom, but they look
Sure.
like stars. Um, sort of sort of day sky and night sky
Hmm.
on there.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, all right. It is your
Um.
move, my friend.
So what else is in it? Can you remind me what's like? You said the clearing like beyond the archway, all the stuff that we had seen is not there, right?
Correct.
So what is there?
Things. So one side falls away to the earth. Um,
Oh, like breaks away and like falls off.
one side breaks away, but on the other side, there are a couple of openings that have stairs leading up.
Okay. Hmm.
Otherwise,
Well, I
that
want to go up.
the one side, like opposite of the archway that you came in, pretty far down, is like what looks like would have been the edge of it. It's just a wall.
Yeah. Okay. Um, well, no good adventure ends after one door.
That's
So
true.
I read that somewhere. Um,
Definitely.
so I want to keep going up. I don't have like a move for that, but other than like ones I've already used, but I think if I'm just going,
Sure.
that's something, right? I
Yeah, well
can't
then
just go.
then yeah, you can, but then I would say choose a separate move on that in your
To do well.
movement. Yeah,
Great. Yeah. You said these are stairs.
they are stairs, yes.
Okay. I would like to I have a move involving my companion.
Okay.
Um, on our way up the stairs, I think we come to a bit where the like the mosaics and whatnot haven't been completely looted.
Okay.
And I think there is a little like I think we come across a figure in the mosaic that is vaguely shaped like the robot.
Oh.
And
To get excited about
he's like
it.
toddling by and like stops and looks at me and then looks back at the wall and like scrambles back and like really takes some time to study it and is like getting really close
Like
and then it
a
backs up.
like a baby seeing themselves in the mirror. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Whoa. Right.
Whoa.
Yeah, yeah. I think he's like he's exploring this. Like he has enough self-awareness to know that it's kind of like him.
Hmm.
Because we haven't always been together, but I'm the only person that he's been hanging out with for quite a while now. So
Yeah.
he knows me,
Sure.
but I don't know that he's ever like that there are more of him.
I wonder if
Um,
perhaps this labyrinth, the people in the orchard used to have little robot companion helpers like him. Maybe there was a lot
yeah,
of them here, which would explain why he is
yeah.
up on the wall.
And it would explain why I haven't seen more of him.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think that's his moment of curiosity is discovering the mosaic little robot on the wall. And the colors are different. Like it's like
Hmm.
they're like richer colors in the mosaic. And
Yeah.
I didn't notice it before, but he this robot was like brightly colored at one point.
Hmm.
I just never really paid enough attention to that, but you can see now that there are like little flecks of like brightly colored paint here and there are worn patches of color that you just mistake as like I don't know, he's probably bumped into stuff or
Yeah.
worn away or
Transfer.
got caught out in the rain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I
but I
I love the idea of the shape that you talked about what he is. I mean, he would, if he was painted correctly, he would look like a little piece of fruit. Like
yeah.
maybe, like, is it just that they like, were they helpers or was it like companion for children? Like you just had like little, like, just little fruit
Hmm.
mans.
Yeah.
I love him. Gotta figure out who he is. Um, as you are, as you are continuing up, uh, you glance back and the path that you just came up is not there anymore. Instead, both directions lead you up again. There's no back
Oh,
down.
zigzag up forever.
Yeah. Well, like the step that you are on, like as you sort of adjusted yourself, right, to make room for your companion, and you bumped
Hmm.
into the back of a step, even though there
Got
is
it.
forward a step going up,
There's
and
also one
now
behind me now.
also one go. Yeah, it's very Escher painting. It's just like
Sure.
they're both going up. There's no step back. Um,
Hmm.
and there are several openings in the walls now.
Like doors or like holes?
Yes.
Okay.
Um, door shaped, but
Okay.
no way to
Not
get
like
to them
broken, right?
currently.
Like
No, no.
intentionally open?
They seem to be intentionally open.
Sure.
Yes. Um, but there's also openings at the tops of these staircases, but
Hmm.
also other openings peppered along the way.
Yeah. Well, we've been traveling up these stairs for a while. Like this is pretty exhausting.
Yes.
Um, I think we're gonna take a moment to just rest here
Huh.
and maybe study the surroundings a little more. Um, just enjoy each other's company. There's the robot is silent and sometimes we'll talk, but I think the reason the robot works as a companion is because I'm also used to being on my own, so we don't have the need to talk often.
Mm-hmm.
We can just comfortably be quiet together, and it's okay.
Yeah.
It
So are
reminds me
you
very,
are you sitting?
yeah, I think we're gonna sit on the, or I am, yeah. Uh, when when we have the opportunity, when I can sit and the robot can stand next to me, we're a little closer to the same height.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like he doesn't have emotions, but I feel like he probably gets a kick out of it when he's like as tall as me, you know?
I think that one of the things that it can do to rest is just sort of lower its like belly, its round part, plunk, like its feet stay. So it kind of
Yeah.
seems like it's like shrugging its shoulders just because it's like letting its belly down. So it sort of does that next to you and then kind of like turns its head, look at you, It's kind of resting. And in
Hmm.
response to that, um, you look out, sort of resting and I've been climbing a long time.
Yeah.
And
I
there
like
is
fiddling with these little plier things that we found and like
yeah,
just
and
being present in the space.
above you there's sort of another one of those heat distortions. Um, and you can see the the night sky with like a really colorful spray of some kind of borealis and a few um constellations that again they match what's on your thing that you found on the handle, but
Yeah,
it's not ones that you are used to.
sure.
Um, and they sort of swirl a bit, and then it like burns off like the sun is coming up, kind of a thing. And you're sort of left again, just sitting on the edge here.
So all this just like happens while we're sitting here.
Yep.
Wow. Wow. What do you think about that? Yeah, me too. Wow.
It's a little starts like rocking back and forth.
Yeah, yeah. I think we should keep going.
And then it just like goes back up on his little feet. And you as you sort of move to stand up, behind you there is a door that was not there before.
Does it open?
Oh,
'Cause you know
it's
I'm gonna try it.
yeah, no,
It's
I
just
mean
an
it's
open doorway.
correct.
What's through the door? Let's find out.
Let's find out. Um, just down the path, you see the shape of a person walking.
Like far away.
Yeah, like just far enough that if you wanted to get their attention, you would have to raise your voice.
Oh, hello?
It sort of shifts a little bit, and you can sort of see as it moves, you can see the figure turn to look at you, but there's like a trail, like it's made out of vapor or mist.
Oh, okay.
And it
That's
gestures
unsettling.
like this, and then it turns and starts walking again.
All right, I mean, there's no stairs down. Let's go see.
Beep, 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 beep. I say,
Yeah. I wanna maybe like if he needs it, he can hop up on my shoulder again.
mm,
I don't want him to feel uncomfortable.
it would certainly be faster.
Let's do that.
Okay. Um, so he
That's him
hops up.
clipping into my shoulder.
clips in to your shoulder, and the figure sort of resets because it had gotten farther away from you while you were picking him up. So it like
Hmm.
you see it like kind of dissolve farther away and then like reappear a little bit closer to you, and then it turns and does the exact same, and then
Mm-mm.
turns and like
I play Dark Souls. I know about these guys.
starts walking again.
They'll do this forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll keep following. I've
Um,
got a good feeling about this weird smoke guy.
yeah, there's something familiar about this person, this figure.
Okay.
Um, yeah, very strange. And as you're getting closer, you are starting to smell something very familiar. Um, it smells like pear pie.
I know this one. Can you smell things? Uh, yeah, good point. Hmm. Uh, all right. I'll just be happy that I'm experiencing it.
And then the figure, as it has been walking, has been sort of shrinking a little bit, and it's been adjusting, and it's kind of hunched over a little bit, moving a little bit slower, and it has like a big fluffy bun on the top of its head, that shape. And it turns around and it is unmistakably the figure of your grandmother, but in mist.
Hmm.
And she holds her arms out to like come like gestures like she's trying to get a hug from you.
Like urgently,
No, just like she would
just
do when she would
warmly
see you.
welcoming.
Comes,
Yeah. Yeah. On the one hand, I'm here for the adventure
hmm
in general. Like, that's my deal. I'm a traveler. On the other hand, like, this is a little unsettling. But also, my bud's here,
hmm
and he keeps me. He'll keep me safe, probably. So, yeah, yeah. Let's go hug a mist, Grandma. If I had a nickel for every time.
So like you step forward into what would be this hug, and the mist sort of rolls around you, and you feel for a moment, you absolutely feel like the same sort of familiar hug that she would give you when she sees
Hmm.
you, when she would see you. But then the mist sort of like sucks back into itself, and you find yourself holding something solid in between both your hands.
Can't look. Tell me what's in there. Oh,
And
it
you,
is. What,
when
what
you
do I see?
open your hands, it is the pit of a stone fruit.
Wow.
Um, this
Is it like fresh or is it like ancient?
feels fresh, but not dirty, if that
It's not
makes
like gooey.
sense. Right. Um,
Yeah.
uh, and like as you are looking at it, you know that this is the thing that you were here for.
Yeah. I think this is it, bud. Well, I don't know, but I, there's only one way to find out.
All right.
Yeah.
Um, uh, so are you there is a path down now. You can see a path down.
Is it like the same kind of stairs?
Hmm.
Yeah. We're gonna take a moment to, as we always do on our travels, we take one last moment to look around and we say a quiet thank you for the adventure
Mm.
to the space. This has been a particularly interesting one.
Head just
Most of
spins
the adventures,
all the way around.
most of the adventures we have don't include floating places that change.
Mm.
So this is a memorable one. Um, I hold the stone fruit pit out to my little robot buddy, and a little he's got a little like
Mm.
in his chest, and it,
Directed. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and he like keeps it. Just keep that safe for me, buddy. I think I have an idea. You said it. Um, you don't speak.
Yeah.
Ah. Um, and we'll begin our journey back down the stairs, and the I think all the while we'll like I'll just be thinking about all the adventures that we've had together, and the thing that's really been missing is that, and maybe the reason I've been traveling is because I don't feel like I fit anywhere.
Mm,
There's no place for me.
sure.
But I think now I can see a reason to see something through, to put down roots, as it were,
Mm.
and to like, I think we have a responsibility to do this, to make this thing grow.
And as you are heading down, you hear like a shushing noise behind you.
Susurration.
Yeah, and it starts pretty quietly, and gets louder the further you go down. And as you step back down onto solid ground, uh, you realize that the labyrinth has been turning to sand behind you. And now it's sort of some rolling hills of a desert that's left behind you. Um,
Oh,
took over whatever was underneath there. And
sorry.
at your feet, is one single tile that is like that deep blue purple, and your little friend's like trying to get down off of your shoulder.
Yeah.
And he hops down and like toddles over to it. This little like pincers come out and he grabs it, and it like fits into a little groove on his
Mm.
on the round part of him.
Like a name
Um,
badge.
yeah, and he like sticks it in, and it fits and like clicks in, and he gets all excited again and like
Hey, look at you. It looks good.
spins around a couple of times and is like,
Yeah. Get it.
and then he turns and he starts walking, and then he like pauses and looks back up at you and like doesn't know which direction to go.
I think I know. Come on. I've got a good idea. I've got a good feeling about this one. And he sets off towards his grandmother's old house.
Hmm. Your little friend toddling
Beep,
next to
bop,
you.
boop,
Very hard to
bop, bop.
keep it. Beep, 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 beep,
Yeah.
beep.
I
Um,
I know the right pace to keep so he doesn't have to try and catch up.
and I think what does that you get a little epilogue. I already did my this is what happens to the labyrinth. It's gone now. Um
Yeah.
what what does it look like for the traveler now that you are back at your grandmother's place? Like, what does the future look like?
So I think we see a bit of a montage through the subsequent years.
We love a montage.
Um, we see we see planting the seed. You know, the robot and I are picking out a good spot. We're getting a good, we're watering the heck out of it. Like I think it's probably good.
Yeah,
Plants need water, right? Like we don't know what
who's
we're
got to
doing.
be doing this?
Uh, and over time, we see sort of like a time lapse of this tree growing and us getting more confident in our care and pruning back the dead branches. And one of the moments is the first fruit that
Mm.
appears. And I've been waiting for this moment. So I open up a small wooden box and I've been fully restoring and cleaning that tool that we recovered. The etchings and everything are still worn away because those are gone, but I wouldn't dishonor the hard work
Mm.
that created that new art by trying to put my own on top of it.
Hmm.
I just want it clean and functional and pure of purpose. And I we have since discovered that the little robot friend hops up and he's just exactly the right height for when these fruits are ripe.
Mm.
And that way he puts out his little arm thing
Hmm.
and I'm able to reach up and snip it free from the branch
So we can
and
pick.
it's in his claw.
Cool.
And over the years we see tons of fruit and we see more trees and we see people buying them and people eating them and finding a joy in something that nobody thought was still around. And then one day we see a second tree growing and it's a new pear tree
Mm.
side by side with these. We've sort of hybridized.
Yay.
So yeah, it's become and one day the robot's gotten rusty and he's having a hard time getting around. So I'm taking care of him as much as I am taking care of the trees at this point.
Sure.
We're both old and we're having
Sure.
a hard time, but we look around and we see this new orchard of this fruit that we thought was gone that we basically discovered,
Hmm.
and we realize that what we've done is really something good and pure for mankind. We've helped.
I think that to continue the loop, um, uh, when this traveler has reached the end of his life and the I think it's a you have lived a long full life and you have passed peacefully with surrounded by friends and your little robot pal who's there was just really kind of holding on until you were finished. I think there's sort of a shift in the ground in that moment when the traveler passes and the orchard gets lifted up again into the sky and it creates stairs down. Um, and like it's blooming with all of these beautiful blues and purples and all the lovely gems and everything. And it's sort of started over with everybody tending the the thing, knowing that probably in the future it will die out and the cycle will start again.
Hmm.
And that
Wow.
was Knots
Wow.
in the Sky by Kurt Ruthling. That was
That's
pretty cool.
delightful.
I liked that. I also
Yeah.
think that it would be a really interesting piece to like if you only had one person on game night take their D&D character or whatever campaign you're running on a little side quest up into this little floating
Yeah.
labyrinth. I think it's a really
Yeah.
interesting
I love the idea of like pastoral storytelling. I think it scratches like a Kiki's Delivery Service, like Spirited Away kind
Mm-hmm.
of itch.
Mm-hmm.
The moments of peace and beauty are the story.
Yeah.
I think that's very sweet. I don't I don't see myself playing that game exclusively, but I love it as like a palate cleanser
Yeah, for sure.
for whatever else I'm doing at the time.
Let's do our little moments of gratitude. I know there are
Yeah,
only two of us, but
yeah.
moments of gratitude it up.
That'll make it easy, right?
Yes, just two. Just have to
Yeah.
do us.
Um, yeah, easy. I am particularly thankful for, well, really, it's not about the game per se, but about just you bringing me in for this. Like, I think my brain needed to do something like this.
Sure.
I think I was primed for this kind of like a sweet and thoughtful story.
Yeah, I mean, it
So I'm
definitely
appreciative.
felt very much like a Miyazaki kind of
Yeah,
vibe, you
agreed.
know.
Agreed. So I guess I'm filled with gratitude for the opportunity to have been a part of it. It
I
was
like
very,
playing games with you.
yeah, yeah. It's
It's nice.
it's simple and clean and calm. And I
Yeah,
like all those things right now.
we all need calm at this moment. Everybody take a deep sigh. Yeah. And I am grateful. I think this is an excellent time because to say that like I'm grateful for all of the work that you put into the show all the time. Um because you love me and you have to. No, because for anybody that knows me, I'm not very good at technology and I have tried and I just get very frustrated and sad. Um and Jeff is much better at it. So he helps me by
It's a good
making
fit.
yeah, by making my overlays and by editing everything and putting it all up and making it nice and neat and pretty. And I'm always so grateful for that because if you weren't willing to do it, then I think the show would just crumble because I would not be able to make it happen on my own.
Sure.
Um, yeah, so there are only two more episodes of Sarah's Table here on Gen Con TV.
Wow.
That's it. Two more.
The clock is ticking.
It is taken away. It is the December 6th, Friday, December 6th, and Friday, December 20th. And that's it. And then I hop over to my own channel, twitch.tv/pixies and pins. I have so much to do to
Yee.
get it ready, but oh my goodness. I'm very excited. And there has been some requests for me to do some test streams in December with some Christmas baking and or Christmas reading. So we'll see. I have been trying really hard to hold back Christmas because I just want it right now. I have a lot of things within my reach here, just off camera, that are so Christmas. So they're all just like right here.
Ready to go.
I'm gonna show one.
I knew it.
It's my new wreath for the space.
Oh yeah. That's a good one.
It's a really good one.
Is that where it's gonna go?
Yeah. Or like up here, maybe.
Oh yeah, like
Okay.
Ghost of Christmas Present.
Yeah, listen. It's just and it matches this well,
Yeah.
Christmas.
I'm happy you're happy. That's good.
Christmas. Um, Jeff, my dear, would you like to
Yes,
tell people where we can find you on the internet and anything that you have coming up or that you would like to plug?
sure. The boy, I haven't been active doing anything on social media,
Cool.
but that's really because I'm developing ideas for 2025 for The Vanishing Lands, which is the game that I wrote and is a fun game, if
It's
I
a
do
fun
say so
game.
myself.
It is a fun game. I
I
can even reach it. Look, it's
I
right
was
here. Ta-da!
see, I was going to grab a copy so that I could do that, and then I forgot to do that.
I
So I'm glad
got
you were
you.
able to. Um, yeah, there's going to be new content. I've got some ideas for ways to do like short form stuff on like Instagram and TikTok, and like I've got some ideas for mini arcs that I can do on YouTube, and also hopefully I'll be able to do some content for you on your channel.
Come over here.
Um, yeah, I've got an idea that I think is perfect for your channel, and it's probably a 3 or 4 episode kind of situation.
Can we
And
can we say it?
yeah, sure,
Go
sure.
ahead. Go ahead.
I don't like to predetermine too much stuff because of the way the Vanishing Lands works. You're doing world building as part of the game,
Sure.
but I think I want to walk in with like kind of a theme or concept on this one. And what I'm looking for this time is a land that adheres to cartoon rules.
I love it so much.
So basically, if there's some exaggerated reality that exists in some old Warner Brothers Looney Tunes cartoon,
I can't wait
then
to draw
those are the
a
actual,
tunnel on the side of a
yeah,
rock.
Nina Hyena. Yeah, like, hmm I think that's going to be a fun game, and I think it's perfect for what you
Correct.
for what you do. I think it's the right vibe for your
Yes.
stuff. So
I can't wait.
I'll be looking for a couple of players to help out with that pretty soon, after the new year for sure.
Yes.
So
Let us
uh,
get through the end of 2024.
you can find me on pretty much all the socials at The Vanishing Lands. My I just set up a Blue Sky account that I think is the Vanishing Lands dot bsky.social.
Okay.
I haven't figured out the right way to share a Blue Sky username yet because they're all a little different, at least the ones I've seen. So that's where I am.
Great.
I think it demands a link tree soon, so maybe I'll just do that.
Gonna make
In
it
the meantime,
happen.
you can go to thevanishinglands.com and you'll find links to pretty much everything there, everything that's active. And you can also buy the book,
You should, because it's delightful.
and you should.
You
And
just
we're gonna
showed it to
like
you.
you don't have to buy it today though, because I'm sure we're gonna set up some holiday sales.
Ooh, yeah. Holiday
I
sales
don't
coming at ya.
I don't know that if you ordered it now, you'd be able to get it in time for like a Christmas, if that's what you're aiming at. I don't know if that's enough time.
Hmm.
Some people have gotten the print on demand copies in as few as 2 weeks, but some people have said it takes a little longer. And this time of year, who knows? But if you get the digital edition, you can get it immediately from Drive-Thru RPG.
Great.
So
And everyone should go do that.
yeah,
And my name is Sarah Moore, and you can find me all over the internet at Pixies and Pins and my website, which is pixiesandpins.com. So you will find me back here on obviously next week I am off because it is the Thanksgiving. And not that I care a lot about Thanksgiving, but the day after Thanksgiving, Jeff lets me decorate for Christmas.
I do.
So I'm going to be very busy on that Friday decorating for Christmas.
New tree is ready to go.
New tree, new tree. Anyway, I will be back here Friday, December 6th, and I'm going to be doing a game. It is a Christmas version of Butt and Head Together You Are Centaur. We're doing the Legend of Centaur Claus. And it is going to be GM'd by my good friend Beck Godsey, whose Christmas gift to me said I get to be a centaur butt.
Just running the game.
What a delight. I'm very excited
She's
about
got
that.
you figured out.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Um, and then I will be back on December 20th. Same time, same bat channel. And I will be doing my cozy Christmas corner like I do every year. And I have brand new stories, a pile of new Christmas stories to read. I will be drinking cocoa. I will be head to toe Christmas. You should join me. And then keep an eye on my socials because I will be letting you know when I'm doing those test streams of Christmas baking and Christmas chatting and Decembering, all that good stuff. And then go find me on my Twitch channel in January. Um, yeah, that's the story. Um, all right, well, I would like to thank Kurt Reffling for making this game. It was a delight. I would like to thank you, Jeff, for being here and also for being my editor and all of the personal tech support and all of those things. And thank you to Peter Atkinson and Gen Con for giving me this platform for as long as they did. It's a delight to be able to do this. And thank you for everybody at home who has hung out with me throughout the Gen Con journey and tonight. So, as always, keep making art and keep being art, and we will see you next time.